So in Halo Reach, there is a secret vehicle, but for some reason it's suspended thousands of feet in the air. And its purpose? Well, I don't know. But can we get to it? Let's give it a shot! So for whatever reason, after you destroy the AA gun on the mission The Tip of the Spear in Halo Reach, a random Pelican on a platform will spawn in the middle of the air. Now I believe the true origin of this Pelican is it's a scripted sequence where it's supposed to come in and drop off a missile hog. If that's accurate, I'm not completely sure. But that also doesn't really matter because our objective is to not care why it's here. We want to see if we can try to land on this mystery Pelican, and that is a challenge that I haven't been able to complete. The problem with this Pelican is that it's suspended, like I said earlier, a couple thousand feet in the air, but it's also outside of the map. So not only would we have to find a method to be able to get to it, we'd then need to find another method to be able to get to the top of it, which landing on a platform in the middle of the sky, ooh, that's a tricky one. Okay, we're gonna try to get on that Pelican that we were talking about. This is a completely different trick than the one we've done before. There's a Pelican that eventually spawns in on this mission that we are going to try to get to. But the problem is, it's about like 1,000 feet in the air randomly, and you don't really have a lot of tools to work with.
Hardest trick in all of Halo.
So luckily, getting to this Pelican is not going to be that challenging. A couple of weeks ago, we did a trick where we launched from one frigate in the air to another. Now the method to get outside of the map is the same, but the destination is entirely different. However, there are a couple tools that we'll need. One, we'll need the concussion rifle off the Elite at the beginning of the mission, and we'll also need a Warthog. Once a Pelican comes in and drops off this Warthog, we then need to use the concussion rifle to launch it on top of this rock. If you then get in the Warthog and drive all the way to this point where you're pinched and you hit this rock, if you did it successfully, once you get out of this Warthog, you will break past the elastic barrier. Okay, I'm going to speed up through this part because I showed this a couple weeks ago, but basically you have to get this Warthog out here and then take it all the way up to that canyon, through that canyon, and then you can get in it without it blasting 1,000,000 miles an hour back. So for the sake of brevity, I'm going to speed this part up a little bit. If you notice that I have a different audio quality for this video, that's because I forgot my audio interface when I was going home for Thanksgiving, so I'm using a lavalier mic to record all this audio. But also, if I spend too much time on the setup for this, everyone's going to think I'm just doing the same trick that I did a couple weeks ago. Happens every time. Once you launch a Warthog past this crack, all you have to do is take it down a couple of hills. Our goal is to get to the bottom of this ravine so that we can hit the Warthog above this little cliffside, and then hopefully avoid the death barrier so that we can get outside the map. Luckily, I was able to do this on my first try and was able to get the Warthog successfully past the rocky face that normally half the time your Warthog explodes. From this point, I then took it across the river outside of the map, making sure that I avoided any death barriers, and then I drove it all the way across the flat plain until I thought I was roughly underneath where the Pelican platform was. I then realized, oh yeah, the Pelican doesn't spawn in until the third player goes and destroys the anti-air gun towards the beginning of the mission, so I sent them forward and did that. After it spawned in, I realized that we were nowhere close to the underside of it, so we drove a little bit further, and then we set it up in our launching position. Now the reason that we needed the concussion rifle at the beginning of the mission is because we planned on shooting this Warthog. My brother was going to take the concussion rifle, stand at the back of it, then I would stand at the top of it. In order to get a checkpoint, we had the third player die and spawn on us outside of the map, and then we generated a checkpoint by simply having them get in and out of the Warthog. In Halo Reach, this is pretty much an instantaneous checkpoint. What the fuck? What the fuck's wrong with you?
What?
I was trying to find exactly where it was, and you just ruined my whole shit.
I know a Shilt prank when I hear one.
I'm going to stand roughly here.
So I'm going to hit it with a grenade and then shoot it with a concussion
You're
rifle?
going to throw a frag grenade under this tire, and then you're going to look up and shoot the concussion rifle at the bumper.
Okay.
In order for me to be able to get the power I thought I needed to land on top of this Pelican, I assumed that just a concussion rifle blast wasn't going to get it done, so I instructed my brother to look at the Warthog's wheel so he could throw a frag grenade and then quickly look up and shoot his concussion rifle at the bumper. Now he has to be looking up at the bumper when he shoots his concussion rifle, or else I will not get a straight enough trajectory in the air to even be in the direction of it. It took us 10 to 15 minutes to get to this point, but we finally got a checkpoint and we were ready to try this out. Okay. Do it.
Really?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there's a couple of skulls we need to have on in order to do this. The ones we absolutely need are the Tilt and Cowbell skulls. The Tilt skull makes the Warthog pretty much invulnerable to all damage.
See, we're starting to get there.
And the Cowbell skull, well, it increases mass acceleration. Without these two skulls, we won't be able to pull this off.
Hi.
What the fuck are you doing? Getting Shilton's
Landing it,
over
dude.
here. That worked a lot better. I don't know why you hit him with a grenade. It makes me stand up.
So very early into this, we ran into our first issue. The plan was to have Alex throw the frag grenade underneath the tire and then shoot the concussion rifle at the bumper. However, in Halo Reach, about 70% of the time that you try this, you won't be able to shoot your concussion rifle until after the frag grenade explodes already.
I'm not a foot tall, dude. I can't shoot. The bumper is straight ahead.
The bumper is pretty much straight ahead of Alex's eyes, and although I was trying to help assist by throwing the frag, every time a grenade touches him, he automatically stands up. This means I wasn't able to assist him unless I missed the frag grenade. Although we hadn't gotten the height to get to the Pelican once,
I need to move this hog.
I could pretty much line up where the trajectory was going,
Told you.
and I knew that our Warthog was not even close to being in the right position. So for this reason, I moved it once more. This position seemed a lot more promising initially. I made one more adjustment as well. With a third player, which I was controlling with a laptop, when I got the checkpoint this time, I made sure they were in position to throw a frag grenade underneath one of the tires. That way, with one laptop, I could throw the frag grenade, then my brother could shoot the concussion rifle as the frag grenade was exploding. This way, the timing would be a lot better, and we would have a lot more efficient attempts.
Getting closer. Took a lot of damn on that one.
He's gonna shilt it, dude. He's gonna shilt it. I hate it. I hate buffalo sauce so much.
Buffalo sauce is the worst. If you disagree, you're wrong.
If you agree, donate $10 in chat. In chat, thank you. Whatever.
Don't donate because he has cost me a lot of time.
Why?
Shoot General Misandry, dude.
What's wrong with Miss Andrew? Is she okay?
Ooh.
Oh!
I think I'm in the perfect position. All we gotta do is just get the distance once. Well, I'm getting closer.
So before getting into this new position with this new strategy, I was not very hopeful that we were actually going to be able to pull this off. However, in just a few minutes of the new setup, we were getting far closer to the Pelican than before. Now, I would just need to get the height, one singular time.
Oh, shit, I almost made that.
I don't need you, dude. I don't need you. Yeah, dude, I'm like thinking like a nice spicy chicken patty thing, like you get from Wendy's. No, it's just a chicken patty slathered in buffalo sauce. It's disgusting. And I ate 3 of them.
Close. Oh, I'm getting really close.
You know what I mean, Shilt? Ever experienced that in life? Or Zoomer just does something retarded and you just don't respond to it because they're retarded? Did you ever got those? You ever got the Zoomer stare before? They'll call you the N-word in a COD lobby, but God forbid they have to make a phone call.
Holy schmoly, that was close. Ooh, come on. Dude, I'm thinking maybe we have to move this like forward just a little bit and a little bit over.
Although we had come close to making the Pelican several times, I still had not been able to launch above it yet. For this reason, I decided it would be best to reposition our Warthog one more time. If I couldn't make it to the Pelican this time, then I was basically convinced that it would not be possible in the current state of the game. So it was time to give it a shot.
If we could just get one nicely timed one. Alright, let's give it a couple more tries with the grenade, I guess.
So it didn't matter where we had our Warthog set up underneath the Pelican. We would get the perfect distance just to miss it by a little every single time we were close. And we were losing any hope of being able to pull this off fast. Now we had exactly one final idea. We were going to launch from the upper ledge of the mountain that was hundreds of feet away from where we were set up underneath the Pelican currently. However, this move is a lot riskier because it's not that close to the underside of the Pelican. The further away we get from it, the harder it's going to be to land on top of it. So this basically meant that with our new positioning, we would need to find a new arc trajectory that would get us to this Pelican. We weren't just trying to go up, we were trying to go over now. Regardless, this was the only option that I could think of, so it was our only option left. If this didn't work, we were not going to be able to pull this off. Now there is exactly one distinct advantage that we have taking this Warthog to this upper ledge. The ledge drops off, and it drops off to a pretty steep cliff face. But the ledge wasn't so steep that I wouldn't be able to park my front wheels on it. If we did this, we could tilt the Warthog's rear bumper more in the air. This would enable my brother to be able to hit more effectively when shooting up at the bumper with his concussion rifle. This would, in theory, launch me a further distance. We picked what we thought was a decent spot to go towards the Pelican. We set the Warthog up how I just described, and now we were ready for the moment of truth. Shot given or shot taken? That is the question. Music time.
They say can't bust the technique. That's what they say.
That's what they say. Go to Agartha.
I'm gonna throw a grenade with the other player. 3, 2. The grenade knocks the Warthog off.
Badass grenade, dude. Okay. What are you doing?
Smashing you, dude. Are you gonna shoot?
Fuck no.
So now I was actually onto my last and final idea. The orientation that I was launching on the Warthog was not ideal. I was neither getting the distance to get to the Pelican both vertically and horizontally. I wasn't getting anywhere close. So I decided to try one final technique. Now, I knew I wasn't going to get as great of an arc with this technique, but basically I drove my Warthog to a flatter plane, and I was going to stand on the Warthog bumper once more. But instead of having my brother shoot the concussion rifle at the back of the bumper, he was going to shoot it at the bumper area near one of the rear tires on the side. I had absolutely no clue if this was going to work, but we were already over an hour into this and had spent 2 previous hours in this day failing a trick that will never see the light of day. So really, I had no options.
I just hit the top. I hit the bottom of it. It's the perfect aim.
Very quickly after this new setup, I realized that I got lucky and I was in almost the perfect position.
It's the perfect aim.
Suddenly, there was hope, and now I just needed to land it.
So it wasn't funny the first time you told it, kid.
Yeah, well, it's not funny how long it's taking you to, like, just shoot every time. Like, genuine question, what are you waiting for?
I'm looking at Twitter with one hand and firing with the other. I gotta get my brain right, dude. My back hurts from carrying this whole prick. I want this to end so badly.
It's really freaking close. Holy shit, that was so close. Come on. Come on, no, it's so close.
This guy actually killed himself. I feel bad for him, but also, I mean, BPD, ADHD. Yeah, I got big penis disorder too. You don't see me kill myself.
No!
What if we stack 2 Warthogs on top of each other?
I hit it. I hit it. No! No!
Men love to spend $14,000 in their hobby and never replace their pillow. Damn right. It's not yellow, it's not mellow.
Okay, I make it on this one, guaranteed. Take that to the Fortnite bank. Damn it.
That check bounced. Check bounced.
We are in almost the exact perfect orientation. I just need to take a half step to the left every time. And I guarantee you make it this in the next 5 attempts.
All right.
I missed. I got cocky and thought, well, perfect. I don't even have to move a single button.
Idiot.
I hit the
You
Pelican.
fool! Well, the guy killed himself. Rip, I guess.
Yes!
Well, that was really bad audio for me to say, but whatever. Well, I guess.
LeBron James.
I didn't think you'd make it on that. I would have said it if I thought you would have made it that time. I'm coming up there.
I fell off.
Are you serious? You fucking idiot. Oh, what the hell is this? Why is this up here like this?
I love how we're doing a trick for 3 hours and you find out what the entire objective is after it happens. Isn't it pretty cool? Yeah, it's just a pelican.
Dickhead. No, why is it sitting on top of this?
I don't know. You'd have to ask someone from Tremasious Tricosity or something. I don't know any lore. 48 Noble. There's a lot of different numbers on this. Utility hatch.
How do I get up there?
Like this.
Oh no,
Oh, no.
I fell.
I actually fell. Alex?
No! No! Can you come down there? Oh shit. Oh, frick. Why am I at the hatch? It's just a triangle.
It just says Noble.
Noble. Like my... Oh look, it's the same measurement as my penis. 42 inches.
Dude, this is the last four of my social right here.
It's someone's social.
AMX 42 UNSC utility hatch. AMX danger utility hatch. 42 noble. MX 42 6480.
I just fell off the wing. Oh my... I didn't mean to do that.